Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences, raw conversations, one destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Good morning. It ain't like I got a lot of energy. I'm just goofy today, y'all, like asleep. But I'll take it. I'm going to take it however I can get it. I got something to tell y'all today. You hear me? Woo-wee, look at here.
You know what? Let me tell y'all something real quick. Good morning. There's the real one. Okay, good morning. Welcome. Let me do the protocol. I forget, syndicated. I can't be playing all willy-nilly no more. Because if they put me out, y'all, it's going to have to be an intervention because I'm going to lay down in the middle. I'm just playing. Oh, Lord, you know what? No. 8 years? Right. So, but I have so much fun with y'all, I forget, right? So listen, here we are. Almost, I can't believe how fast the time is flying. Tax stuff, right? Which used to scare me to death. I jumped in on it this year. Come on, I'm ready, right? Blessings, these blessings, this abundance, increase, prosperity. I had no idea. When it shows up, it comes with so much enthusiasm. It comes with so much electricity. I am not kidding. Here's how I know. Everybody that's in my coaching program, I'm not kidding you. Some of you are here now. Put in the comments if you choose to. Just joy report after joy report after joy report. I mean, people are getting booked to speak. They're on the road. They're so connected. I got to go from here to there and from there. I start Friday next week and then 3 in April. That's even good for what I usually do, right? But it's not just that, you guys. We were told to be expectant, to not be surprised when great things show up. Because if you're surprised, they said you don't know what you're going to do with it in most cases. You squander it, right? So anyway, we had these downloads a couple weeks ago. I'm building up to this. Y'all need to come. I'm going to just put it out there. Y'all, if you have not been to, I'm pulling it up, the Wednesday night Mindset Revolution, free 90-minute. I get a little attitude there because, anyway, I'm going to say that too. Here it is. Mindset Revolution, right? It's going to be like a mall, y'all. All these people with great gifts and stuff, successful standalones by themselves. I told them what I was doing with Mindset Revolution. How do we get a store in the mall? Because God showed it to me like a mall. I saw a sign that said, you are here. And that's like when you come to the place. It's important, you guys, whatever you're doing in your life this year to serve people, everything that gets you right in front of them in your mind, or the things the places you got to traverse through, everything that matters to you, convert it into a place. So in other words, if you want to be successful, more successful this year, don't look at a car online and say, well, I'm put that cut out a magazine, put on my vision board. If you need something to look at to remind you of what you're manifesting, go back to the original place, that screen in your spirit where your imagination is housed. Did you know that screen of imagination is the biggest screen in the universe? And it makes perfect sense when God whispered it to me. He says, you do know, Lauren, that every single thing in your world from the beginning of time that you can touch, even the stuff I created in 7 days, started on that screen of imagination. People forget that I have everything you have and more, but I gave you my best because I created you in my image. And I was just sitting here watching all these things happen. Y'all heard me talking about it. The year of Jubilee and the outpouring and this, that, and the other. Get on it. Get on that train. You'll be glad you did. We're going to talk more about that. But first, listen. Here it is. Let me see. Here it is for tonight. 7:00 p.m. Central Time. Scan that code if you have your handheld device handy, or do a screenshot on your computer. Do what you need to do. Even if you think you have something planned for that time, God might have other plans for that time and you. And that all of a sudden you find your schedule open, but you haven't been a good steward, just in case. You see what I'm saying? Show that, well, if I didn't already have something, I'd be right there. Tonight is part 2. Justin Charpentier will be back in the house. I'm kind of letting him, because he has done my PR for 7 years. And I mean, right now I'm like, I have, I think, 8 magazines out there somewhere, and I'm getting bookings and things because people are reading the articles and taking it to their teams that are putting things together. So I want y'all to, if you can't come, because this is every Wednesday night until further notice, I think about 6 months, free, 90 minutes, all the different stairwells of what you are building. You see, I use stairwells because God told me everything you want the world to stand in, it must be a place. Because once they stand in it, your truth is in there. That's what put the carpet down and stuck it down. That's what grouted the tile down. And they will stand on the truths. I'm like, I get it, right? So there it is. I went a little long-winded today, but you know what? When it comes to what we here for in the first place, the last place, all the place, it's too bad. We just be long-winded. I don't apologize for the truth because it is the only thing in this universe that we cannot change, and it will never change on us. Can I get an amen? Okay, y'all, we changing lives. Everybody that I know that is like all of us here, a lot of people out there all messed up at here. Oh, they find them. We're not, because we were made for this. We've been preparing for this time. We're the reason they have somebody to reach to. Well, think about that, okay? We're going to get it. And today, she's young too. She's I'm an alien to this current world because I remember TV when it was black and white. I remember when TV went off at night, national anthem, and came back. I remember that little dot in the middle of the TV. It took 20 minutes for it to disappear. I was mesmerized. I thought, is that an eye? Who is looking in here? Yeah, I wasn't too far off. That thing back there, Alexa, listening. Right. Our TV too. Anyway, so people like me in this world, I love young people like our guest today, Tiesha BRYANT, Tiesha N. Y'all want to play the game? Guess the middle name? I'll give away a book bundle or gift cards. You can pick which one. I got them both here. I get the first pick. Let me see. Tiesha N. BRYANT. Nicole. It's got to be Tiesha Nicole. That just roll up. That sound like a name. I wonder if I'm right. We're going to find out. Put your guesses in the chat. So anyway, she is, and people like her, young people that know, and then when they got here, cell phones or computers, they're indigenous to this world. I'm alien, right? So what do we have that they don't? And what do they have that we don't? We're going to talk about that today because she's coming in, and what a story. What a story. Just get ready. Strap it in because it's going to be one humdinger of a ride. I'm telling you. Call a friend, phone a friend, send out a raven, go yell out the window, do something, but share this broadcast out. Bless in the manner that you would like to be blessed yourself. It's free, painless, and it makes you feel oh so good. You can go to sleep tonight. No, I was already nice when I woke up. Because I shared it out, guess what? I'm nicer. That's as easy as it is. She's coming down the hall. Get ready, y'all. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. It's Tiesha Nicole. I can't say that because I don't know if it. Tiesha N. BRYANT. Here she comes, y'all. I just love you. You're like a little niece.
Yes.
You're so, I love your smile. It's raining here in Chicago right now, in the Chicagoland area. And if you were here, nobody would even pay any attention to it. That smile is that bright. How are you, Tiesha?
I am well. I am absolutely amazing. How are you? Listen, being backstage, you listen, everything you said, I needed all of that. That was a whole bunch of confirmation. And I was like, yes, come through. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, I got you.
Chef kisses. Chef kisses.
You know, thank you for that. And I wonder how I can do that. I'm gonna try to get you guys the link before we leave. My coaching client, Lulu Lee, makeup artist to the stars in New York City. She was here in this chair 2 Fridays ago. She has a show, Lulu Lee's Inspirational Beauty, coming to the network on April 2nd. So she was here for in-person training, right?
Okay.
So all my coaching clients know all these little things, these downloads. He said, I'm familiar with, and I've heard his name, but I was it? I'd have never heard his work.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you who it is. Girl, I listened to that half-hour thing. I was like, that's exactly this and all the stuff over. I felt like I really have been hearing from. Because when you hear it exactly, be expectant. Don't be surprised. It was all in there. I gotta get that link because there might be that person who's still a naysayer. There always was. Look at Judas. But guess what? You want to hear something they told me? I don't care. I didn't know if I could tell it yet because I can't hold water. And they tell me gag order. But they said I can tell y'all this. Guess what the word of the year is?
What did?
Grace.
Whoop.
Grace. Because this is a year of abundance, prosperity, all the outpourings, and they're coming for all of us who have been preparing for this day. So we expect it. We're not surprised, or you wouldn't have been. How could you prepare for it and still be surprised? So you get it?
Right.
Pass the people up that would squander it, right? But they told me grace. Why? Because when those people that get passed, they're going to think, here's more of the same. Why is everything always happening good for them or her? Remember when we used to sing that song? What I do? How come I can't get some? I like
exactly.
I like new cars and houses too, right?
Right.
That narrative. They say grace. And they said, you think you, I'm going to set you up here. So Tiesha, tell me what you think. How far do you think grace extends as far as God or
forever?
Spirit? How far?
To me, it's forever. It's infinity. Like his grace and mercy is sufficient and it overflows. So that's a never ending cycle.
Yes.
So grace is my thing. That's my word. And it's so crazy because
crazy wonderful.
Yesterday, crazy wonderful.
Crazy
okay. I love it. I love it. My spiritual advisor just on yesterday in our group chat, she literally said those same things as far as being and expecting, like it's getting ready to happen.
Yes.
So I would like, listen, this morning, all of this confirmation that is coming through is definitely top tier. And I'm here for it. I am here for it.
And all of you that are here and all of you that will come in here on a replay or whenever, it could be 20 years from now, you are here when you need it to be. It's on a need to know when it's time to grow basis. So you ain't missed out if you wasn't here on this day at this time. But I'm going to tell you to get ready. So, okay. So you said infinity. And that's good. I thought that too. Because they asked me that question. They do this every year. I think I told you when we first met. I said every year they drop something on me. I'll be minding my business, going to the mailbox. Hey, Lord, huh? You know you wasn't never addicted to drugs, right? Wait a minute. 14 years? What you talking about? You weren't addicted to drugs. You were addicted to the abuse of our gift of invitation. They didn't put their hands on you. They didn't say, hey, you, I'm down here. Pick me up. They was not like the donuts on the Jamie Foxx show. Jamie, that party. And you know it. I said, okay.
Yes.
And they said, you should have known something was up. I said, how? Because every time you went to an AA meeting, and you did, all the time you loved it, but you would never go up and share because they forced you to say, hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm addicted to cocaine or cross addicted or whatever, because it wasn't true. It had no ring.
Oh, yes.
Right. But you had not known, you didn't know because you hadn't grown yet into the knowing that it was just, every time you invited it, it came and did what it promised it would do.
Yeah.
When you got sick of it, you revoked the invitation and left. So they said, so grace was why we waited. Remember all those things we used to tell you were going to happen? And you said, why would anybody listen to me? They had me out. God had me cutting out the New York Times bestseller thing in the newspaper. Every time it was riding on the seat of the car with me. Why do you have me doing this? It ain't like why would anybody want to listen to me? You'll find out. Right? But listen, here's I'm going to drop it. They said, let me show you. We can show you. This is your thing. This is the one you've been waiting on. We're a couple weeks later than usual, but it's going to be worth it. In a second, we're going to ask you to look to the left. That's what they always tell me. Look to the left. And they do it. The other two times I was in line to go across the stage to get my honorary doctorate and to go up and shake their hands to get my presidential thing. 2 different times. They said, look to the left, and changed my journey and my spirit. Showed me things about myself that never known any other way. So last night they said, look to the left after the grace thing. And I looked and guess what I saw? thousands of gray angels.
Oh.
And I said, well, wait a minute. I've always said, ain't they supposed to be white or red or black? You know,
Right.
the other. And they said, that's why you're seeing them as gray. I said, why am I seeing them as gray again? Well, first of all, because they're gray because of grace. These are the fallen angels. Every one of those are not all of them. That's not all of them that are fallen, were fallen. But these are the ones that were invited back. I said, back where? Right. I said, what do you think? And I said, he let them back?
Grace.
Why wouldn't he? Jesus turned on the cross and said, today, because you'll be with me. He says, and I made everybody in my image, everything.
Everybody.
Why wouldn't I? If they said, you know what, I thought about this. I don't know what I was thinking. He cray. You know, my mama there, whatever. I see it all in my head the way I need to because it's come as you are. But isn't that a beautiful thing?
Yes. That is absolutely beautiful.
It really is. It really is. So there we go. We are inside now, and I'm going to go outside for a minute. Not really, but, out of here and let you lead the way. What's on your mind? What's on your spirit? I kind of threw that in there because I just couldn't hold it in anymore. And tell them a little bit about what you do, and then what's on your heart, which is the same thing. And then I'll come right back in, and we'll take it all the way across the line. Okay?
All right.
Oh, you take it away. Oh, wait. Ian. The parent healer. What is it? Don't say Nancy.
Wait, no, not Nancy.
Nefertiti?
So listen. So check this. So Nicki Minaj had a song, right? And in part of the song, it said, name is Nikki, but my name ain't Nicole. My name is not Nicole.
Oh,
my nickname is Nikki. Yeah, my nickname is Nikki. But my name is not Nicole.
Your middle name is Nikki?
No, I say my nickname is Nikki.
Your nickname is Nikki. So wait, you gave them a clue. That's fine. I'm out of the running because I guessed wrong. I should have waited. So it's not Nicole.
No.
And Nikki is the nickname.
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with the middle name?
Yes.
Okay, you guys, get on it. Book bundle, and let me know which thing you want. You want the gift card or you want the book bundle? Okay, take it away. Pour into the folks. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Tiesha M. Bryant, the parent healer. And listen, I have been in the social service field for over 10 years. Yes, I am a licensed master social worker. I am a FAMU Rattler alumni. I am the owner and operator of Resilient Family Wellness, where we specialize in emotional distress coaching and parent coaching with our signature parenting program, Imperfectly Perfect Parenting. Also, I am the CEO and founder of We Have a Purpose Incorporated, where we provide prevention and intervention services to at-risk youth and families. I'm also the author of Imperfectly Perfect, 3 Steps on the Parenthood Journey, and Resilience Over Regret. And that's my story of teen pregnancy, faith, love, and family. And the thing that is on my heart on today that just continue to resonate is resilience. And the fact that I am preparing for an event each day with that grace that God extends, I find myself bouncing back from everything that is intended to break me. And that very thing that you feel I can't do, this isn't enough, I am not enough, you are worthy, because your journey is not the next person's journey. So your journey is specifically for you. Girl. It's not going to look like everybody else's. So what I want to encourage you to do is go within, because it's inner work. It's not something you see on TV. It's not going to look like mine. It's not going to look like your neighbors. It is specifically for you. Your journey is yours. The shoes you walk in, only you can walk in them. Nobody can fit your size. They are specifically tailored to you. So I encourage you to be your imperfectly perfect self. And if you are a parent, I want you to embrace the imperfection, because in the word, imperfect is I'm perfect.
Yes, it
In
is.
God's eyes, we are perfect.
Girl.
And listen, God's grace and mercy is sufficient.
Yes. You had, look, I had to come back. I was over in the other screen. You know how you leave, nobody can tell. Because I wanted to pull up your website, right? To refer to. Because I don't want to miss nothing with you. We have to have you back a bunch of times. Well, you and I gonna do something, so I'll tell you afterwards. But perfect. So we're gonna weave your story and what you do in with these downloads that came to my coaching family and me. They come deliver. It's like when we're, you know how when if you ever watched Survivor and they say free mail and they all come running. When I say downloads, they all come running. You know, right? And we shared these last week or the week before. I'm not sure which. I don't remember. On the webinar series with everybody, because I give it to everybody, but I start with them. You see, because we know many are called, few are chosen, and we know that out of all those chosen, to be shocked at how few will choose in return.
That part.
You see what I'm saying? So we remind each other, we make each other accountable, and we know we have a motto: when one wins, we all win.
We all win.
And we make people accountable. If they're not living within integrity, they're doing things that are non-principled, they're out of alignment, and they don't want to accept it and get past it and take the lesson and the blessing, then we have to say, bye, Felicia. I'm praying for you. A Godspeed. You got to go home.
But you
got to leave. Get up out of here.
Okay.
Right. So,
no love lost.
Yes. You're going to love this. Watch how these downloads tie into what you said. And girl, I said, is she reading something? Because she ain't hit a bump. I came over. That's called speaking down the lens. That's not a teleprompter. That's not a cue card. That's your heart. That's your spirit. Let me tell you what it did to me. You have an anointing. I knew you did, but I didn't know you had this particular one. I don't even know what to call it. But anybody put in the comments if you experienced it. I literally felt like my upper body had been dipped in spiritual freon. Chills different than the ones you get. Ooh, you know, you get chills. Ooh, the Holy Spirit. Ooh, I felt that. This was different. It had me shake. I don't do that. Shaking stuff because I came from a 7-day Adventist background. We prim and proper. You know, I didn't run, Lord, and run up and down like my birth mother. She was Baptist. She was one of those nurses sitting in the front row with the sheets.
Yeah.
You know, fall out, their panties and stuff. So, right, you should have seen first time I saw that. What's wrong with them? Right. So I felt like I couldn't contain it. Just then you were pouring into them and me. So listen, first thing, remember, I'm giving the downloads. I'm going to weave them in. These are things that came in to remind everybody, first and foremost, in everything, there is a lesson. And in everything, there's also a blessing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of, we've heard it 100 ways. But wait till you hear it tied into these others. Oh, are you ready for this next one? The next one's a warning.
Okay.
Get ready, y'all. Be careful what you tell the world you teach. Because God will make you live it, whether you really teach it or not. In other words, in parentheses, it says authenticity.
Yes.
You can only be authentic if you live something.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can be a social worker, but when it comes to, I know this to be true. It down beyond a cellular level. That's because you lived it.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm
saying?
You
know what you know.
Right? Okay. So I'll break these up. So tie this into, let's take you back and take the audience back to what I already know, and they don't.
Okay.
The first child, your daughter.
Yes.
Her little mini-me. And there she was. I'm not kidding. And that's a good thing. Tell them about that situation.
Absolutely. So I was pregnant at 13. Yes, 13. Whoo, child. But God's grace.
Yes.
God's grace and mercy is sufficient. Being pregnant at 13.
Happen again.
And having her at 14. Statistics says I would not graduate high school. Family members had so much to say. Those who I thought were my friends, they kind of disappeared because their parents was like, my child can't hang around her because she's fast. Yeah, that's it. Because I was fast. But they didn't know what really transpired. And I'm okay with that. I am perfectly fine. I am perfectly fine with them not knowing. So the people who knew, those are the ones that mattered. Because my mom told me the day I told her I was pregnant, and she came home from work with a pregnancy test. And it's so crazy. My crazy good.
What you had to do is say, prove it.
Yeah, okay. My grandmother, my paternal grandmother, she died the day I told my mom I was pregnant. And I called my mom first to let her know.
Or after you told her?
After. So I told my mom over the phone, I was like, hey, Mom, if I got something to tell you, how you want me to tell you? She was like, I'm at work, what you want? So I tell her, like, hey, Mom, I think I'm pregnant. I had a period, yada, yada, yada. I'm 13. And she was like, what? I'll take care of this when I get home. So there was a weight that was lifted.
That's a black mama.
Yes.
That's come from some ancestry stuff. Our grandmother, my brother-in-law's mother, she had a baby out on she was sharecroppers back in the 30s. She had 13 kids. She had number 12 out in the cotton field around noon and stayed working. They came, somebody else took the baby up to the house. She stayed working. So anyway, strength, y'all. Yeah, that's grit. Go on.
So about an hour later, call her back. My sister called and she was like, my grandma has died. And Nikki, my mom was like, where's my baby? Like, where's she at? From Columbus, Georgia to Pittsview, Alabama. That's a good 35.
You guys say y'all's name slow, girl.
Pittsview.
Up in the north.
That's right. Pittsview, Alabama.
Okay.
Yes. So from there to Columbus, Georgia, that's a good 40 minute drive, right? My mom got to me in less than 30 minutes.
She broke some speed.
Oh yeah. She had to get to me. And a lot of people thought she was coming because my grandmother passed, but in actuality, she was coming to see about me.
Aww.
And when we did the pregnancy test, it was positive. With tears in her eyes, she looked at me and she said, you're not the first one and you won't be the last. Mama got your back. Regardless of what anybody say, I got you. And about 15 minutes later, my maternal aunt, right off the rip. Right out the rip. Right out the rip. And about 10-15 minutes later, all my maternal aunts were there. And they were like, listen, we got you. People gonna talk about you. You still gonna go and be successful. We got your back. Don't worry about what everybody else had to say. From that moment, I was good. I was good because I knew those that mattered, those that I needed in my corner.
Yes.
They were there. And even when I went back to church, my church family, they were new. They were my new church family. They extended their arms with love. I wasn't chastised. I didn't have to stand in front of no church. I didn't have to sit down after I had her. They continuously to pour into me. They allowed me to still teach the young people because I had been through it. It wasn't something you needed to see in the Bible because I was here. I lived it. I'm living it.
Right.
And that's with amazing. That, listen.
I know churches where they called a church board meeting.
Okay.
How that girl gonna be in there with them babies and she's having babies? That's Where's that little Jezebel? I can just hear it.
Yeah.
What did that do? What did that put in? I'm gonna ask you this. What did that put inside your arsenal? You see, the full armor is a starter kit. The one in the Bible, we're supposed to add to that. We're supposed to add to all that breastplate of righteousness, all them things. So what piece of the principles, the things we cannot break, but if we don't accept them and make them a part of our everyday life, we can find ourselves broken against them. So what did that, was that grace?
So that grace. Yeah, definitely grace, but forgiveness. Forgiveness. The fact that I felt so bad. I did, because I was the church girl. I was the straight A student. I was the one who didn't give my parents any problems. So I had to, I saw my mom forgive me I saw my mom still love me in spite of. Yes, I seen the tears. Yes, I saw her turn to the Crown Royal bottle, but I never saw her leave my side. From beginning to end, she was there and still is. And even my dad, in the beginning, he was like, where he at? Because we got some issues. Like, this is my baby. And he was in denial because I didn't tell him directly. So I had to go to their room one night and I say, Dad, I said, I'm letting you know that I am pregnant. And I hope you can forgive me because God has already. And I was done. I was done with it. And he was my ambulance when it was time for me to go deliver my baby.
I know that's
like
right.
he parked in the ambulance space. It took us about 15-20 minutes to get from Pittsview to Columbus again. And their support has always been foundational. So that taught me support. That taught me that the village really still does exist. It taught me true love. It taught me the value of God's grace is sufficient. It taught me that regardless of the things that I'm going through, the things that I'm enduring, I'm still able to bounce back. I'm still able to go and be successful because I graduated high school with a 4.1 GPA. Like I still, and they still allowed me to be, even though I had to be mama. Girl. I also was a student.
Ooh, God bringing them in. I'm watching the number of the court we had 1,204. He just dropped 800.
Yes. So
on it. Keep going. I'm taking a picture.
Yeah. So God definitely allowed me to continue that journey of tenacity, that journey of I got you. And that's all I needed. Yes, the journey was rocky. It was days, I cried. It was days because I felt so bad. Like I disappointed my parents. I think my biggest issue was the fact that I disappointed my parents because I never wanted to be a disappointment to them or anyone else. And it was like I had to go through to get here. So the fact that I'm here, I've arrived to this point, but I know there's another point that I got to get to.
Amen.
And this was just a journey. Hence, I am the parent healer because I understood what it was like to be a child being raised by their parent, but also having to raise the child that God gave me. So I was doing it simultaneously. So I'm able to understand both sides and give grace to those who are in different positions. Because even though I was pregnant at 13, I had a child, my job once I became 18, I was a prevention specialist. I was going back into the schools teaching abstinence, houseway.
See, let me tell you something else you've done. I think that's one of your people on the screen.
Yeah,
I'm hoping so you can say her name.
Hey, Jayana.
How you say her name?
It's Jayana.
Jayana, okay, because
yes,
it looks like
it looks like the entire Inspired Oppression is here. So that's my core team. That's my spiritual family. That's my spiritual sisters. We are under the leadership.
Y'all. I hope y'all come back.
Yes,
I already like them, and well, I actually love y'all. I'm serious. You know why I do this work? And people ask, "Why do you do it?" Because I love introducing people I love to other people I love. Yes. And I can love people instantly. Mm-hmm. It's not hard. It's that's for another show. But let me tell you what you did. Okay. I had not even thought about this. I didn't have an example. Oh, I got the mic over. Some of you who know my story, those of you who've been in my world since I got to this world and started doing this work, was I came out of foster care. You and I talked about this because you're social worker. And I had 22 mothers. And the original, my birth mother, my Eve, Lucille, bore me and had my other 5 siblings at home. And we lived in the projects. And she had just left our father in Arkansas. We all had the same father, but she found out he was married to 2 other women. So her and 4 other Black women from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, put all their resources together and said, we out of here. There's factory work up north, and we're going. They pack up all their kids, and they ended up living eventually in a 4-block, a whole block right there around like a block. So anyway, the other mom who took me, when my mom
they say, oh, let me go clean him up and bring him back to clean out your nose and stuff. She went in the other room, 1962. It wasn't all fancy, I guess. They had a maternity ward, she said, my mom. And she kept waiting, and, you know, they did all the things they needed to do with her. Where's my baby? We'll go check. Nobody can. All of a sudden, they started, you saw people rushing by. Anyway, long story short, she took off with me. My mom didn't see me again for 32 years. Now, wait a minute. And she was bitter. The woman who took me, I loved her, but I had a different version of both of those women because all of their other kids, like in the adopted family, they were all there before I came. I was the anchor baby. She was giving one away. We found out in the limo at her funeral. Who we thought was a cousin came jumping in the car. What you doing in here? Right. I'm your brother. Right. I still didn't know I wasn't. That happened the next day. Right. So anyway, the sister above me was kind of a rebel. Right. But I had fun because my job was to make her miserable. She dressed me up and have me sing, which I really owe her because I ended up being a recording artist because she made me dress up in little socks and shorts and suspenders and sing for her Girl Scout group, right? But and I would go in her room and ramble, and I found some Polaroid pictures of her in bra and panties, and we lived near a university, and it was a professor from the university. She was 13. I didn't know. I just wanted her to get a whooping. I didn't want her to get disowned. I didn't want her to, let's just say I didn't want what happened because she never came back in our house. All of her stuff was thrown out in the middle of the street, not in trash bags, not in suitcases. And I was going to go out there. You go out there, you're going to stay out there with it. She was 13. And she almost never made it back. In some ways she didn't. And so I had not even thought about that day that I couldn't think about anything else for many years until I had my own shit because now I'm out on the street because I'm not with the family. You'll be home in a few weeks. And I wasn't home until I was a grown person. So anyway, she was 13. And I, to this day, go, well, why wouldn't you go to the professor? He grown ass. He was teaching grad school, divinity school, the seminary. He teaching pastors. And he got a 13-year-old girl up there. He's supposed to have been in jail. But you know, our people staying there, going in his house. You know,
what happens in his house stays in his house.
Right. She was more worried about what they would say in the streets, like you said, they do, than putting her baby girl in the streets. She wandered lost for decades. And so hearing your story gave me something that I want to give her. And I would have never, because I know God told me when you were telling your story, there are pieces she needs to rip the Band-Aid off so some air can get to it.
Yeah.
Heal. And that's because of you. I'm not making that up. I'm going to send this episode to everybody in that family. You know why? Because I'm the anchor kid. So 5 of them are above me. And since that day in that limousine, only 2 of them have spoken to each other. It's been over 50 years. Last week, 2 of them, they're all still alive, but 2 of them were put on hospice. 2 of the sisters, right? Not the one that was 13, the other 2 with all the advanced degrees and stuff. And she didn't even get to finish high school.
My God.
She dropped out of school at 8th grade. So, you see what you're doing? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Next download, how it fits in. Watch this, y'all. Consistently remind yourselves that this life and everything in it, there's nothing in here that is an intended punishment. None of it. None of it is a punishment. Ties into the next one. Because when you're tested, we didn't test you because we didn't believe that you were not capable of executing and creating everything we know you can. We test you to literally push you into the self-realization that you are capable of executing and creating anything. Because you were made in God's image. Look what I made in 7 days. You got a whole lifetime. But you know why a lot of people don't get that? I'm going to tell you. It was on my page a few weeks ago. A lot of people think it's honorable. Because God asked me this in the middle of my crack addiction. Seriously, I just took a hit at the red light and was underneath it. And I come up, he there. I hear the boy, I know, because he'd already started working on me, right? And can I ask you a question? What you doing here? Right? You ain't supposed to be here and I'm getting high. Right? Anyway, he said, I'll get out of your way. I got one question. It's really the same question, but I got to bring it in twice and you'll see why. First question. Hey, Lauren, if I gave you everything you've ever dreamed of and more, the stuff we've shown you, one condition, you might have to die for us, for me. Would you do it? Yeah. I hesitate. Then, okay, y'all hear that? Okay. I could almost hear a smattering of applause from the gallery. Then he goes, the other question, and then I'm out of here. Back as you were. Same thing, all the benefits, but one codicil. Not that you would die for me, but what if you only got that if you live for me? Wait a minute. Does that mean I can't smoke weed? What about my crack? I know that means I can't watch no porn. I'm telling y'all exactly the list was going through my, and then I heard, I forgot he was there. And he said, see, distractions, shiny objects, those things that you were just considering, they do not serve you. I am the truth. Any place you find the truth, it should be in the first position of a list. The truth, the light, and the way. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you. That's me, right? So, girl, why I say that is this. When you realize, here it is, dying is easy. You only got to do that once. But we have to live
every day.
Every single day, right?
Yes.
So
it's a choice.
Yes. I love that one about the test. It ain't us who don't think you can do it. It's you. And when you think about it, most of the tests we go through are close but no cigar. Woo, I barely missed that bullet because oftentimes, just like Isaac and Abraham, it's not that we have to go through that thing. He just wants to see if we'd be willing to. Because faith is a place. When
that's
he had that hand back, he was ready. I believe he was rearing back. And they caught it. That's how long they waited to see if he was going to. I can't do it, God. It's my baby. I can't. Not even for you.
My God.
He didn't have to die for me. But now I know you will raise him to live for me.
Yes.
And that's what your mother knew. That's what God knew. See, and that's what my birth mother, God rest her soul, she didn't know. But she found out because when she got buzzed through that door on the right and stepped into what was next, I'm sure they said, oh, before you go over to the mansion, we've been making for you. We need to see you backstage real quick. I'm serious. And listen to this. Why I'm bringing this up and talking about, I never talked about Ada on the air, from the stage, but I got booked for my biggest speaking gig ever, bigger than the Star Trek convention. April 25th, Ada's birthday, and guess what street the place is on? The convention center, Harris Boulevard. That's my mother's name. My birth mother. So they're both had a hand in, and so I was like, "Ooh, that's my gag order off. I can talk about it." So let's talk about this with you. When you got ready, this is a big piece. A lot of people have those stories, worse, better. There are stories. There are truths. They're not shamings. The day I came from behind my 22 mother foster care shame on a stage, it became what is the Gold Cast video today, 67 million views. See, if you miss your blessing, it will become your curse. Now, you didn't even have that because your mother said, this is a blessing from the very moment. Because I serve a God who blesses. He doesn't dangle carrots to pull them away. He grows them.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what goes through your spirit when you see everything but that happening to a young person, any person? where they are cut off, put out, shut down, forgotten?
I immediately go into, let me try and save them. And my heart hurts so much for them, because it's just like, what can I do? I know I can't replace mama. I know I can't replace daddy. I know I can't just fix the issue per se, but allow me to be what it is you need me to be in your life. So I literally go into, baby, what you need, whether it's financial, whether it's clothes, whether it's just somebody to talk to, whether it's linking them to different resources. I am literally like a first aid. It's like a one call that's all, like, Miss Tiesha, I'm going through this. And it's like, okay, baby, well, let Miss Tiesha see. So I'll take the different resources that I've had the luxury of having within this community, and I begin to connect dots. And excuse me, and the fact that God has blessed me with the husband that he has, our hearts are the same, and he has a heart for young people as well. So anything that I can't do, especially with males, I have my husband who's there, who's front and center as a teacher and as a coach. Is like, all right, he'll call me and be like, hey, babe, this is going on with this child. You want to come to the school and speak during this class? Sure. So I've stopped what I'm doing a few times to go and just talk to a group of high school students, just so they can see, like, listen, I was there. My story was different than y'all's. And like, baby, when I was your age, I had like a 1 or 2 year old. Like, when you saw me and you saw her, like, we were together. And I had to understand that everybody's journey is different. Yes, my story was a teen parent. Their story may be, my mom and daddy fight every night and I can't sleep. My daddy left me and never returned. My mama's on drugs and she don't want me. I got to take care of my siblings. Their stories are different, especially when they're dating. They could be going through dating violence as a teenager. Their woes are different. And we never know what a child is going through, because they're just not going to just openly, just tell you all their business.
Yeah.
They have to trust you. And when they feel they can trust you, they just lay it out.
And a lot of kids report to me, because I have the Power with Symposium, and I speak a lot. I started this speaking business with kids. And I remember the first day in the gym, the kindergartners were sitting here, all the way back to 6th graders in the back, and 4 little black girls were sitting in the front row, Indian seat like this, with 1,000 little click-clack things in their hair, right? And I looked down about 30 minutes in, I thought I was killing it, right? I looked down, and it was like, they that's why I'm still here, because I was like, I got to win them sisters over there. Like,
yes, like
kids are honest. But you know what? So listen, the parents, I hear, like, especially from when I speak to burnout industries, educators, let's say special needs teachers, they stay there for 2 years, all that master's, and they go to general education. And they say it's not, the AEP reports are a pain in the butt, but it's the resistance of the parents.
Listen.
Have low expectations of their own children. She ain't ever going to be able to. Who does that?
When I tell you, that is what caused me to write my first book. That attitude, because it is so imperfectly perfect. 3 steps on the parenthood journey. That's what caused me to write that book. From seeing, so initially when I started my nonprofit, I provided parenting, because I'm like, if I'm going to, give this child counseling, let me talk to the parents, because I had a child tell me, Miss T, it ain't me, it's my mama. My mama is the reason I do X, Y, and Z. So now I'm intrigued. Let me talk to mama. Mama, what's going on? And mama, I see the attitude. I see that I really don't want to be here. And it's just like, okay, he was right. Mama is the issue. But mama issues are deeper than the surface. So now I'm trying to get to the root of that thing. I'm trying to see what's really going on. Mama, why are you so angry? Mama, what caused your heart to break? What caused you to be so bitter? Why are you resentful towards this child? Let's talk about your peace, because you're not healed. And when our parents are not here, our kids have a lower chance of living because they don't know what it looked like to live, because they're living in hell every day with their parents because of the trauma that their parents are enduring. So it's just like, let me help you heal. Let's talk about that heartbreak.
I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna run around the studio. You'll be looking at an empty chair spinning around. Keep it up.
Because listen, that parenting thing runs so deep, because my thing is, my mom died when she was 7. My mom didn't have a mom. She was raised by her siblings. And for her to step up on March 30th, 2005, to look a 13-year-old in the eye and say, "Mama got your back."
And
you
her
ain't the first one.
Leaving that day.
Right, her mother-in-law. Because that was my dad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we took care of her.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I understand. I empathize with other people's issues. But baby, you gotta want it. It gotta be in you at some point. And if it wasn't planted in you, baby, go to the seed store and plant that seed within yourself. Surround yourself with people who don't mind planting those seeds, even if it takes a little longer, because sometimes that seed got to stay in the darkness a little longer. So your season of darkness may be longer, but that fruit, that plant that's coming up,
low hanging.
Okay.
Low hanging. And why is it? Because when we serve and are of service and we're easing suffering, low hanging fruit is because the people we serve, most of them, we're going to find them flat on their backs.
That's it.
See, it's got to hang low.
Got to.
And not that fake shit that's hanging. Ooh, look at that beautiful pineapple way up there. And then if you climbed up the building and touched it,
you're going to fall.
Plaster. Ain't even real. So look, I want to say, man, I got plans for you. So y'all going to see a lot more of her. Trust me. I want to say this to you guys. If you want to know the rest of these downloads, come to the webinar tonight. It's free. I'm going to put it back up on the screen. I was told to tell everybody, trust yourself, so that you can tell yourself, and then you can believe yourself when you say this to yourself. Whatever it is that is challenging me in this moment, it's just a temporary reality. It is nothing else. In order to get through something, you got to get to it. And I'm going to tell you, God don't play games. So listen, I want to say this about what you said about the mother thing. Your story it almost can fit. It has antidotes to some of the poison that is still around in the air, like bad champagne bubbles, right? In my journey. And you cleaned up some of that today. I'm letting you know. Wait till you get on them big stages. Woo! I'm just saying, listen, you got it. Lisa Nichols, good friend of mine, invited me out to LA about a month before I launched The Power of We, the original one, symposium for kids. And she let me watch. And the thing that I couldn't believe was the first day and the last day. It's a weekend thing. The parents must be there. And lo and behold, at the third day, who crying and admitting and apologizing? Every single one of those parents, because they saw a change.
Yes.
How did you? How indeed? Right. So let me tell you how I know why that's so magical. Because people say things like, "Sure, it's strange how she got." No, it's strangely wonderful. It sure is weird how it's weirdly magical. Wonderful. You see what I'm saying? And you know why? My mom told me that. It's in the Goldcast video. They had thought I was dead in that family because I just disappeared. Baby must have died. Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. She'll be sad. She in her bedroom every 4th of July, my birthday. She still ain't got over the death of that baby. My mom said, I heard him. I never thought you were dead. Because I asked her, how did you know I was coming if they told you I was dead? She was 70-some years. She put her hand on her stomach like pregnant women do. And she said, son, it's a 6th grade education. How could that be? God is not rude nor a bully. He would not have withheld that from me. Why? Because you and I were once one person.
Yes.
You would have told me first. And I just sat there and I saw, and I had never imagined myself inside of because I knew all those years after, that wasn't my real mom. But so I'm just telling you, what your mother did right there, what the people and all the things, that's magic. It's rare. And I'll tell y'all this as we get out of here. There are a lot of things that a lot of us, you included, you think your divine gifts are all out. I was made this way. I got this right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But guess what you don't know? You know, your little soul came in as a baby soul in a baby onesie. Some had a zippers, one had a pocket. That's what he told me. Some of us have something writing that's been hiding in plain sight. What you're doing, restoring the fabric of the human spirit, because the enemy and all those things that do not serve us, they want people to lose hope. They want them to feel like they're lost. They want them to believe that they have lost the inability to dream. But guess what? He hid those little flames because the enemy was so sure he was going to put out. He went like this already. Licked his face. Thinking I said, not on my watch. Don't you see almost all your angels gone? Where they at? They up here. But can't I let them come back? Because I am grace. I am forgiveness. All the things you said today, made in his image. Now, you know what? I want you to go out there. And you guys, that applies to you too. Everything you lived was to get you here. Yes. That 13-year-old girl, honor her like you are with the story, because she's the one who took the original stripes. You see what I'm saying? She took and didn't know why. So you got to go back. I went back to Larry because I was Larry Dixon until I was 9. And when I went back for that healing, there he was in the Roy Rogers pajamas, sitting on that same bunk where I had been sexually abused just hours earlier, that first night in foster care. Just dry white tears and snot crust around all of it. I'm telling you. Still doing that. What are you doing here? And he looked at me like, I think I know you. I said, long story short, we hugged, a soul hug. Thank you for coming back here and telling me and sharing with me why it was so important. Why we had to live what we did. Now go, hurry. Go back and finish what we have begun. Y'all, ain't no way you ain't supposed to understand your journey, but it must be from the beginning. Once upon a time, if you're not a believer, but if you are a believer, use it in the beginning. Just make sure you give the world not a version, but the original, just like you are. Thank you. I don't went over 2 minutes. They got on me. That was 11 minutes over. Why do you wait 9 years to be over after you get syndicated? Now I got editors. I didn't have editors before. But you know what? This divine timing. What they ain't even gonna be missed.
Divine favor, baby.
Yes, divine. Y'all, get out there and tell people what you found here today.
Yes.
1 E and 1 R. That's what you found. You woke up great. But because you were here, you are leaving greater. You woke up smart, but you are leaving smarter. And my person, kind. You were kind, but because of grace and what we talked about, right now you're going to leave kinder. Get out there, use it, and tomorrow morning, that E and that R going to swap it. They're going to swap it out, and you're going to wake up refreshed, revived, renewed, remembered why you're here and what your job is. Now go on out there and change some lives, and let's all ease some suffering every place we go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ain't ready. Be ready when you lead them. When you get done with them, y'all keep your eyes on this one. And there's social media right there. There it is. At, say it, Malmans 22. What is that? Say how that is. How's that sound? At that name on the screen.
Malmans 22.
Yours? That ain't yours.
That ain't mine.
No, see, that ain't my job now. That ain't somebody. That's from yesterday. What was here yesterday? Wait a minute. Oh, insurance lady. If you need some insurance,
go get y'all some insurance.
Get some insurance. Yep. And she for the regular people. Right.
My kind of people.
Yeah. Listen, this. There it is. Compliment. That ain't yours either. Wait. Oh, here. Where yours at?
In the Broad Pass. You didn't see it. It was real cute.
Okay, here. I got this too. Lord, I'm 4 minutes late. Oh well. Here we go. This.
That's me.
Go over to Facebook, go over to Instagram, go to LinkedIn, any place, and you will find her. Keep your eye. You ain't gonna find her on the beach. You ain't gonna find her in the water at the beach. You're gonna find her on the horizon, Watch what I tell you.
Yes.
I love y'all, and there's
love
not a
y'all.
damn thing y'all can do about it. I'll
That
see you tomorrow.
part.
Right. I'll see you tomorrow morning over on the front porch.
Yes.
God willing, and we'll do it all again. Oh, here, real quick, you guys, I'm telling you, tonight and every Wednesday, listen, it is free. Be a good steward. Be a good steward. Come and get this. Come and get it and give it away. Scan that with your handheld device. And if you don't have it with you, it's on all my social media pages, Lauren Harris or Lauren Michaels Harris. And if you need it, get to Tiesha. She got my phone number. You can call me and I'll give it to you. Okay? Tiesha, I adore you. You feel like a daughter that I never had. And I am going to do everything I can to get you as far as you need to be. I'm not kidding you. I'm so encouraged by what you represent. It is amazing. Amazing. Yes. And y'all are too. You just got to know it in order to show it to others. Okay. Bye, everybody. Let's go. Have the best day. I'm so excited. Dun, dun, and I just can't hide it. Dun, dun. Okay. I'm done. Bye.
Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.